Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bullets of Bullets and Brushes. Coming at you with a more regular, serious topic about actual things that are going on, mostly about sports for the news. Just because there's nothing good on any of the funny news sites that I um, go across. There wasn't really anything notable, so I'm not going to waste time with that. So one of the topics of today is John Jones. For some of you who haven't heard, who don't follow that kind of stuff, and probably don't care about this, then and skip forward a bit and find the stuff you like. But John Jones, the current reigning light heavyweight champion of UFC, tested positive for cocaine. The test was administered a month before his title. Now, what some of you might be wondering, what does that mean for his title? I mean, if you defended his title after a month after he was tested positive, how does it affect him? Here's how it works. They call it the WADA, um, World World Anti-Doping Agency, which is basically for performance enhancing drugs. Now, some of you might say that cocaine is a performance enhancing drug. Yes, only if taken directly before a fight. They get drug tested before and after fights for this kind of stuff, directly before and after. So if it was in his system 3 days before that, he would still test positive on fight day. Well, more than likely you can get it out of your system faster, but it only says you sit for 3 days maximum, usually, unless you're a heavier person who might stay in a little longer. But they don't sanction that kind of stuff. Recreational drugs, which marijuana, opiates, cocaine, metabolites, all that stuff. Um, they don't they don't govern that. That's not their job to do. So what it's saying for that is that since it happened a month before and it was not during the competition phase of this, he's off scot free. They're not going to find him. They're not going to do anything. The UFC isn't doing anything against him. No one is finding him for using drugs. Now, I do feel that is a double standard because you look at NFL players, you look at NBA players. When they get caught with that kind of stuff, there's usually a fine for disgracing the brand. That's the biggest thing. I mean, I don't want to go back to something that happened. This happened last year. This next time I say that, the owner of the Clippers made racist remarks towards people, and one of the people was a huge basketball celebrity, probably second, second or third, only to Bird and Jordan, Magic Johnson, who's still a TV personality for the NBA. Now, saying racist things about you not wanting your wife to pose in pictures with him, that you don't want her posing in pictures with a black man, I'm sorry, but that disgraces the name of the NBA. He was fined a lot of money and then was eventually voted to be forced out of being an owner. Yes, they can do this. It's The thing is, they have a code of conduct that if you don't follow, you can be forced to sell your team at a reasonable price. They cannot force you to sell it under what you paid for it and not make money back off of it. So that being said, I think it's a double standard that he's not being fined. Although I do, but then again, on the other side of things, I don't believe that any of them should be fined for their recreational drug use. Now, certain topics that would actually truly disgrace the brand, like the whole Clippers owner saying that stuff, and it was recorded, even though it was recorded without his knowledge or approval, and then aired without his knowledge or approval. It doesn't really matter. You said it. You said it. It is in your heart. No one wanted to play for him. They turned their jerseys inside out because they didn't want to be a Clipper anymore. It's one of those things. You do something like that, people are going to stand up for what they believe in. Now, not everyone stands up for what they believe in the proper way and does it properly, but still, I mean, they're going to do it. I mean, one way or another, they're going to stand up for it and they're going to voice their opinion. Whether they do it the right way, the wrong way, the choice on that is theirs, and they can live with the consequences. So that being said, I don't think that he should be fined for that, based on my personal opinion of recreational drug use. I do think he should be fined for it on the fact that it is a double standard between other sports, that people get fined for that kind of stuff. And I don't know, I think it needs to be a little more across the board. If you're a professional athlete that makes lots of money and you're a brand name, because he is sponsored by Reebok, which they're saying that they're not dropping him as of now. And he's self-admitted himself into rehab, which is what every um, person does. Whenever they get caught with something like this, they check themselves into a rehab. Why? Because it makes people without. Yeah, I'm gonna say it makes basically sheeple think, oh, he's sorry for it. People that can't think for themselves. He's saying that he's sorry for it, but truth of the matter, he's probably really not. That's just human nature. He's sad because he got caught, and he has to do this. Otherwise, he's gonna lose millions of dollars. It is a business decision. That is what that is. Going to rehab, that decision is a business decision. Period. It doesn't have anything to do with his personal wants or feelings towards the matter. He probably still wants to do them. He'll probably continue doing them after he checks out of rehab. And it's not the first time he's been caught doing something like this. He got a DUI after wrapping his car around a tree, which is not a very intelligent thing. If your moneymaker is your body and you need to be able to be in top physical shape, wrapping your car around a tree doesn't bode well for your physical well-being. That being said, still his life. I don't think he was fined anything for it. Didn't really say he was fined legally, but not by like other people. But do I think they should drop him? No, I mean, recreational drug use is getting a little bigger in the United States. So at some point, it'll just be perfectly fine for him to do it, and no one will have to get fined or go to rehab just because they got caught. That being said, we're moving on to another topic, though. I didn't really end that very much. My conclusion: no, he should not be punished. No, he should not anything. It didn't happen during a fight. It didn't have any effect on the fight. He shouldn't be punished, and he should not be dropped for his sponsorships, based on my personal opinion. That's just my personal opinion. But next, excuse me, for college football fans, what do you guys think of the Oregon State Ohio game coming up? I'm excited. Where I live at, one of the players for Oregon, he's a rookie. He's a freshman this year, and he's a linebacker. He's a backup, but he plays a pretty good amount of time. I'm not going to throw his name out there because I haven't asked him. I'm not going to do that. But I have to vote for Oregon. As much as I do like the Ohio State being able to pull through as much as they did, losing their first and second string quarterbacks and their third string quarterback coming out of nowhere and beating Alabama. That doesn't happen. They did run a lot against Alabama, which they have a pretty good running back. They have a really good running back. But I don't think they're going to be able to run as well against Oregon. That being said, it's going to test their third string inexperienced quarterback a bit more than he might be able to handle. So even though I am rooting for Oregon, and that's just a personal thing, I do think Oregon is going to win, just because they have a lot of talent. They could arguably have been the number one or number two in the nation. Could they have beaten Alabama? I think they could have beaten Alabama too. If Ohio State was able to, why couldn't Oregon? So with all that, I think Oregon should win this. It's just going to be a odd tale. Oregon's got a lot of key small-time role players that make big plays when they count. So instead, they're going to do that. If they can get to the Ohio State, inexperienced quarterback and hit him a few times early in the game, it's going to throw them off. Biggest thing about football is you want to cut the momentum at halftime and don't let them get it back at the beginning of the second half. So like that last 5 minutes before halftime, you don't let them do anything, and you try to do as much as you can. If Oregon can do that, I think that will shut down Ohio State, and that they won't be able to come back and play in the second half, just due to having an inexperienced quarterback that hasn't had to lead in a situation kind of like that. Because Ohio State stayed with Alabama during the course of their first game. or during the course of their game in the first round of the playoffs, which is technically the semifinals. Um, but yeah, other than that, I'll actually make another video directly after this one. I'll upload this one first and get it on and let you guys know about it. And then I'm going to be doing the upcoming 2015 game releases, some games that I'm going to almost more than likely buy. Some I might have to buy a PlayStation 4 for. Not happy about it. But anyways, that is me signing off. Godspeed. God bless. Take care.